Yer.
Yo,
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all know what it is. Regular Reg in the building.
talk your shit. Y'all already know who we are.
Yeah, man.
Alright? Who
How's
we
it go-
are.
Yo, I'm feeling energetic today, man. I'm feeling it, son. Nah, man. We finally caught up.
Yeah.
You know, we've been I've been transitioning into work and getting back into getting into a groove of a version of normalcy.
Normal, yeah.
You know what I mean? So because of that, the episodes have been a little backed up, but we on it today and let's talk about it, man.
Feels good.
It feels good. Well, first of all, how you doing? Like how's your day been? How's your week?
I've been pretty good. I've been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can't complain much. I'm not gonna lie. I'm ready for this fourth. Well, I'm ready for the fourth quarter to end, but
Yeah.
at the same time, who knows what the first holds?
Bro, that's the thing. It's like the funny thing about it is just like it don't seem like it's gonna end anytime soon. Like it don't seem like things gonna get normal anytime soon.
I say like 2022.
2022, I see.
But by that time, we all gonna need some rehab and therapy, at least when it comes to transitioning out the current life we're living.
Bruh, I'm telling you right now, the first party, not even mix. I'm thinking like the first time I'm around like 200 people at one time.
And you don't gotta like think of a face mask.
Like, oh my God, the freedom. I'm about to swim. Going in like this.
I wonder if they go back to like festivals, how they used to be and stuff.
They have to, bro. They have to. That's too much money.
I don't
That's
know.
too much money.
We might have to dead that money shit because the way things are shaping up, we might have to be worried about viruses on a normal basis.
Bro, I remember when I was thinking of this on the way here, the MTA talking about when 275, when they went up to 275 and they were always talking about they're under budget. They're under, but they don't have enough money to like, I remember coming to Jamaica Station and they turned the electricity off on the tracks on one side to save money type shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, but we be shoulder to shoulder, my nigga. This is the most packed train. How much money y'all niggas need? So how is it possible y'all are functioning right now?
Yeah, they're gonna have to figure that all out.
Like,
because they talk about. Well, I heard somewhere. I don't know if this is a fact, but we're a podcast. We're not CNN.
Listen.
So yeah, I heard that we was
Journalists.
I heard that they was actually considering hiking up the train fares like $9 as well. I said,
I was gonna say,
nigga.
Nick, listen, I'll tell you right now, that dollar van.
Everybody just hopping that turnstile.
Yo, bro, we gonna do hurdles.
They gonna have to arrest all of us. Like that's just how it's gonna have to go.
Yo, you remember Low Key Mar? Yo, dude had like a 200-man train hop.
Yeah, they gonna have to arrest all of us, man.
Nah, bro, I'm taking that. That's gonna be the next protest. Hopping the train. Nah.
Word.
But I was saying that. I was like, if they used to complain when we were shoulder to shoulder on the train, they had to bring it up to 275. They're gonna have to bring it up to $6 now.
Yeah. You know what you know how like as time goes on, it's like, yo, the good old days, we couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I have a feeling life might go like the life we lived might really like be extinct. It's hard to like believe, but I'm just like, if this lasts for like 2 years, we gonna have to make some real changes for at least for this to never happen again.
I mean, well, what happens is you get vaccinated, and then it's like this isn't the first time this has occurred. This is the first time this occurred in modern history.
How many people? Like the vaccine situation is going to be another
That's
fight.
the problem. There's no actual truth. There's no truth. So it's like back in the days we trusted shit.
Yeah,
We don't trust
there's
nothing.
nothing that's trusted
So
at
it's like
all.
there's gonna be people that's gonna not take it. My thing is, I look at other vaccines that have worked, and I look at the process it took to make them, and I look at how many it takes like 5 or 6 years, and it takes that time because they have to experiment in different labs.
But this one they try to rush.
No, see, I'm not doing it.
A year, that's what I'm saying. Like there's going to be a lot of
I'm not doing it.
A lot of vaccine pushback, and rightfully so, because I need to give it a little bit of time to see if I'm gonna grow like a third arm or something, like,
or a second dick. I'm so good. I'm so good, my nigga. My first one giving me enough trouble. I don't need two, my nigga.
Yo, I got a better one.
What? Yo, if I grow a bigger, better dick on the side, I'm done, bro. I'm done.
Yo,
son. So, yeah, man. I hope there's a positive to what you're saying.
I'm gonna chill out on that first party though. Y'all can let me know how that goes.
No, I'm not, guy. I want to go back to the gym. I'm not doing it. Like, I don't. I'm gonna let the test dummies go. See how many y'all niggas die, and then after that, we gonna go back. But what's going on with your mans, man? What's going on with
mans?
What's going on with mans?
What's his name? Daystar.
Daystar.
Oh yeah, man. Yo, so I saw. We talk about Tory Lanez, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I saw that post he put up yesterday. I saw it on like IG being posted around, and first of all, I was like, yo, his tone doesn't. He sounds like he's about to do something that he should not do. First of all,
yo, do you remember when Chris Styles was about to do the live?
Yeah, it was like, yo, bro,
like, no,
don't do it. Yo, just let them judge you, bro.
Just take the judgment.
Yo, because it's like sometimes the best move you could make is just, you just got to weather that storm. What you gonna do?
Bro, I'm telling you, niggas.
But then I saw that I said, nigga, the Lakers and Nuggets are playing. I'm going to catch the transcripts on the Shade Room. Like, fuck all this. Like,
nah. It was never that real for me. To me, it's just more interesting because, well, one, I'm a podcaster now. We're podcasters. So it's one of those things that I guess we got to keep up on. We just got to know what's going on. We got to be in the know. So there's that. But to be completely honest, I wouldn't have given so much of a shit except you shot America's knees. Yeah. Like, I need to know what happened.
Well, ankles.
No, but she, as a human, is America's knees. Like, that's what she is.
She is America.
Meg Thee Stallion is America's knees. You know what I mean? So did you hear the song?
Yeah, the one where he had, I forget the name, but the one where he had like all the people that
in
were
the beginning.
Yeah.
So I want to start off by saying I actually think that's a hard track. And the reason why I want to start off by saying that is because he kind of went off.
Money Over Fallouts.
There you go. Money Over Fallouts. He kind of went off lyrically.
Nah,
the beat was hard.
Tory Lanez, he could do that.
And this is the thing. People go, oh, so it's hard because I'm like, I'm not talking about the content. I'm not talking about the message. I'm not talking about anything he said in the track. I'm talking about the lyricism and the talent it takes to make a song like that. He actually went off in terms of talent. And I want people to understand something. We need individuals, okay? I can say a song is good and never listen to it again at the same time. I don't have to like, there's a lot of shit that I don't like. J. Cole comes off as kind of preachy to me personally, but his lyrical ability is second to none. I can't.
Here you go, get that J. Cole again.
No, I'm sorry. Listen, when he get a haircut, when he get a shape up, then I'm gonna stop coming to him. But it's not that I don't like him. I love everything he stands for. His lyrical ability, his verse. It's crazy, but sometimes I just don't want to hear shit about capitalism when you benefit off capitalism and all that shit. It's like I don't like that, but I love the lyricism. So I'm an individual. So I look at music, and I'm a hip hop lover. So I look at music for music first and foremost. Musically, fire. I'll give him that. Message wise, Tory. There are times when it's time for you to stand up for yourself. There are times when I feel like, you know what, and I've always been one of those people that whenever someone like this, you're an artist and something's happening in your life, I love when people put it in their music. I love that. Like, I don't want to hear Cardi B and Nicki Minaj going at it remember when they was going at it back and forth on Instagram? I don't want to see none of that shit. Drop fucking tracks. I want to hear bars. Like, that's what I like. My nigga, this ain't one of them times.
This is a totally different situation.
This is not
this is a totally different situation.
This is not it.
You know what's funny? Like, the music thing was a better decision than him going on IG Live and actually like try, because I thought that's what he was about to do. I was like, oh, this nigga's about to commit career suicide right now. And I can understand him doing that just from like probably being frustrated. He hasn't been able to kind of speak. So I'm just like, I hope he's not out here making any emotional
Chris Styles syndrome.
Any emotional decisions. I mean, but with Chris Styles, his decision was made in less than 24 hours. Like, bro, you've had some months to sit on this.
It's like 62 minutes.
Yeah, man.
Said, guys, I'm gonna do it on Instagram. I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it. I'm like, my nigga, no. I can see niggas behind the camera like,
Yo, don't do it.
and he still was just like
Yo.
reading out the dictionary.
And the thing about, especially with the point of like, don't do it is, these boy, 75% of these people, I just made that number up, but 75% of these people,
I like it.
they just here to judge you anyway. They not really trying to buy
They
you.
were
And, like,
never.
And I've been asking the whole time, Tory Lanez, what could you possibly say that makes you not look bad?
Like,
You know?
and then he says, and so let's get into some of the things he said.
Yeah.
He said, he was like, they trying to frame me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing about the word frame is it always comes off as paranoid to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but in my experience, it's rare few times that I have been framed.
Mm-hmm.
I normally did that shit. Or I didn't. But nobody really ever framed me. Or I don't have many experiences.
Nobody's ever lied on you before?
Well, lied on me is one thing, but to use the word framed, it's almost as if it's like the word itself comes off as a paranoia thing. Like
I mean, if you look at the
out to get
situation,
me.
if you look at somebody was shot here. So I think if you're saying it didn't go down like that and they're trying to use me as the fall person for that, if that's the point he's making, I'm not mad at him using the word framed.
well, I guess it's the tone of it for
Yeah.
me. It's like it's not the word because the word by definition is he used the right word if that's what he means. He just used the right word. My problem, is that it's the tone of the word frame that always comes off as like there's a conspiracy, there's a bigger issue, y'all don't know, and I just be like, my nigga, if you're not about to say what you're saying, like say what you're saying. When you say frame, now I need to know what the conspiracy is.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
And that's the thing, because there's a case with like a weapon he can't talk about. So I'm just like, you not gonna be able to actually give us.
What is there a case?
Yeah, I think he's facing like a weapons charge, right? Because he has a non-registered gun in California. So I think there's a case for that.
All right.
You know, I don't think there's an actual case for like shooting her because there's no
Actual
nobody
proof.
says.
Well, there's
you know.
the thing about that case is, from what I read, is that she would have to come forward for them to have a case on the shooting because there's not enough evidence to prove. They don't have a case that they would build the case, but they wouldn't have a good case to get him on the shooting unless she actually becomes a witness. So that's why they're not doing that. And there's a lot of people that are arguing the fact that, like, oh, he shouldn't lose his career based off of this. Like, you heard about the people saying
No,
that he
I
should.
haven't heard. I haven't seen that stance yet.
Well, I've heard from a couple of people, like, and I think it's mostly people want to see an underdog win. And Meg is like the big bad 5'11" America's knees bully bitch, and Tory Lanez is the 5'3" man that had to pull out a gun and save his life.
Who are these people?
Like, that's like, I'm saying that's the only way I can see, because how can you fucking back Tory Lanez right now? I don't
I've
understand.
never encountered none of these people.
No, but when you read the comments, people are like, free Tory Lanez. Why?
Bruh, come on, man.
Fuck are you talking about?
Bruh,
But it's like, I just don't get it.
it's 2020. Do you see the shit that's going on around us?
No.
Do you see the people that people stand behind these
But you
days?
gotta make sense of it, bro. Like, what are you standing behind for real?
Nah, man. I mean, and they probably just you got fans. You're gonna have people that ride out for you.
I just don't
even when you do the wildest
Yo,
shit in the world.
when
you know?
Buju Banton-
R. Kelly, we saw him peed on a girl, and you saw the videos of outside his court. There was people protesting and cheer. There was people protesting recently at his prison where he just got his ass whipped.
Yo.
You know, but we know R. Kelly. I mean, has done it.
His
I
fan
mean,
base is outrageous.
the courts haven't, charged him for at least, the case isn't over, but
But it's
eyes
like,
ain't lying.
I guess this, yeah, that's true. But it's like, for me, I remember when people were saying free Buju back in the days. I was like, y'all know they caught him with 11 keys.
it's just
Like,
fandom. You thinking
it's
too
like-
deep into the actual situation. That stuff is just fandom.
11 keys. Like, bro, I'm sorry.
They want their hits. That's what they care about, man.
So my thing is, like, you could say, this is the problem I have with that argument. You can say I fuck with his music without necessarily
Yeah.
saying,
For
like,
real, he's innocent.
And the other thing is, you can speak to both sides of things. Like, I do feel like Megan half-assed her storytelling. I do feel like she didn't tell no lead up. She didn't tell she never told any lead up. She never told what's happening up until she just told afterward. And I always felt like, listen, if you're going to tell it, tell it. But don't give me half. Now, this is the thing. doesn't change the fact that you were shot.
I have a question about like what you said when people say his career shouldn't be over. Should the streaming services pull his product off their platforms, because that's how he's gonna make money? It has to be on Spotify, at least from what I know. He says he owns his masters, so I would think they would need to put the music on somewhere for it to be streamed for the man to collect his paycheck.
Well, the album's on iTunes right now, so.
Do you think they should pull it off? Because that's what people are calling for. I've heard. I've heard people call for them to pull off his music.
Well,
from their platforms.
everything's business. So if they pull it off, they're gonna pull it off because of the fact that he's now not marketable, and it will come off as you're siding with him. So if you're supporting him, then you're gonna lose money from the people that don't want to fuck with him.
Mm-hmm.
But if he has enough people backing him, then it's all like they'll put it back, or maybe they'll pull it off for a few months. He's going to be the case to show if cancel culture really exists.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be the quintessential. Yo, you shot one of the most popular women on the planet right now. That's who you shot. If you do not get canceled after doing this,
unless when the case comes out, the evidence is supporting him and that he's innocent. Yeah, I think he's done. I would think. But there are people that's still going to support Tory Lanez. Yeah. But on the commercial stage that he was trying to get to, doing songs with the biggest artists, and that might not really fly anymore. No. Of course, he could put a little song out there with Tekashi. They could make something happen.
Bro, please. Guys, I'm gonna teach y'all a word. It's called integrity. Please don't do it. Don't do it. But I'm not surprised at any of this. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, the people, like the person I was speaking to, somebody that was saying like they don't want his career to end. They feel like domestic disputes happen and things like this occur. Like, it occurs, and I'm just like,
yeah, but
bitches don't get shot off.
Make it normal.
I was like, guys, that doesn't mean I can say I don't want to. They can be toxic, and she could have chosen to be with him all she wants. And I could still go, but don't fucking shoot her.
Yeah, once that issue becomes public, then whatever happens, you've made that bet.
You made exactly, and that's my thing. It's like okay, obviously shooting is an intense, obviously not the norm. But let's say we go with an ass whooping, right? Mm-hmm. Even if we're gonna go with that, like he beat her or something, which it doesn't seem he could actually do it, but. Let's say that's the case. It's like drunk driving. Like, everyone does it. Like, not saying everyone beats someone, but we all get into spats with our particular other, and we get into little things, and things happen, and something gets thrown, and people get mad, and reactions occur. But when it goes left, it's on you. Mm-hmm. Drunk driving, a lot of us do it. But when the cops pull us over, and we get caught, or when you run into that tree, it's on you. You gotta take that.
Live with that.
You gotta live. Like, you can't be like, just because. It's like we used to have, like as much as I don't like the gang life and all that stuff. I can't stand what it means and what it actually does to people and the black culture. But at least they had a code. Whether people followed the code or not, whatever. No snitching, no women and children. You know what I mean? They had some level of code. And I feel like if we keep backing people like Tory Lanez, again, if this is true, and he did shoot her, or even shoot at her, if this is true, if we keep backing shit like this, then we make it normal. Yeah. And we say shooting women isn't a problem anymore. Nah, we can't do that. Like, I'm not a Tory Lanez fan. I'm sorry, he's been soft to me for a long time. Like, I've never liked him. He's always, and this is the other thing. Like, you know how people were saying, with Meg Thee Stallion, how she has a history of beating up her boyfriends. And the other thing is, she actually had someone came out and said that he's seen Meg and Tory around each other.
She was putting paws on him.
And she was like, she's a very different type of drunk.
I heard that.
And I've seen this before. But, and I understand where that's coming from, but on the same end, another rapper came out and said that back in the days, Tory Lanez had his security pull up on him in his car, throw him in the whip, and then he put a gun in his mouth.
Yeah.
And he threatened this man. And this dude was like, of course I was fucking scared. And you could tell Tory, like, felt tough. But it was like, So you have a history of doing this gun shit too.
Yeah.
As much as so if we're gonna do the shit for Meg and be like, you have a history of beating men up, apparently you have a history of pulling your gun. So why does everybody sound so like, how could he do that?
He just snuffed somebody at a club in like Miami a few months before COVID like happened. Like I remember seeing that video because he looked like he was standing on something because he ain't that tall. And then like he just swung up at the dude. I think the dude is actually like suing him now or something. I think that's how I saw it again.
I mean,
you know, I'm like, come on.
You know what's funny? When he said niggas trying to say I'm 5'2", I'm really 5'7". Bro, I was like, niggas really trying to take you down, huh? Like, but I'm gonna be real with you. I peeped the police report.
He said that 5'7" like it was 6 foot. Like,
I see you, Cat Williams.
Yo.
No, bro. 5'3", 5'7", but at the end of the day, the police report says 5'3". Why would the cops lie on him?
I mean, why would the cops lie?
You know what? They framing him. Deeper, darker. Deeper, darker,
we
buddy.
can't ask why the cops would lie.
No, but on a height, like, come on, that's a joke.
We can't ask why the cops would lie.
Since when the cops started roasting? Like, really?
They're like, yo, we got one of these hip hop guys.
We got him. Let's make him 5'3", just to be funny.
Embarrass him.
Let's embarrass him. Let's say we measured his dick.
I
It was
believe
2
that.
inches.
I believe that, man.
No, my nigga, you are fucking 5'3".
I believe that.
Nah, it was just funny when he said that. I was like, you really felt to address that? Like,
Yo, nah, Tory Lanez, you could tell when I saw him write that, I'm like, oh nah, this dude has been boiling up over everything that's been said.
And then he tried to say he want to talk to her again. Like, he'll still fuck with her. He's still down to negotiate fucking with her. I'm like, bro, mistake.
Leave that alone.
Leave that alone, bro. Apparently that toxic drunk shit not for you.
Leave that alone.
That's too much woman for you, dog.
You talk about you lost 10 mil and you still go back. Hell no.
Ain't no pussy that bomb. They don't make vaginas like that. They don't make $10 million.
Talking about he's lost a $10 million deal and he's still going back with her. Yo, man, you gotta shoot that man a text, man.
Please, he miss you. That's legit. If he lost 10 mil, he's still trying. That's real love. But yeah, like another thing is, if I'm getting beat up, even by a dude, right? I'm getting my ass whooped. If I have a gun near or around me, I'm not pulling it unless I feel like I'm going to die. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just gonna take my L. Mm-hmm. I've been beat up before.
You're not gonna pistol whip it with the gun?
No. Nigga, you what?
How bad you get your ass whooped? I might smack you with this gun. I'm not going. What you mean?
Nah. I'm not. Nah, you know what it is? I've been in enough situations where it's just like, you just gotta take your L, bro. Because then when you take the gun out, it becomes a whole other thing.
And once weapons get drawn.
Because the thing about drawing...
This isn't fair anymore.
It's not,
like, all right.
Fuck fair.
I
it's
see
like,
what you want right now.
What if that nigga doesn't back down?
Yeah.
Now you gotta pull that trigger. Like, you know what I'm saying? You put yourself in a circumstance where I don't want to do that unless I really feel like I have to.
And not even that, because once you pull out a gun on somebody, it's probably beef every time you see them after that if you don't use it.
You tried to kill me.
Yeah. Like,
and then you didn't use it.
The person is always going to remember, like, yo, when I seen this dude, he tried to kill me.
Exactly.
And they never gonna forget that.
They're never gonna forget. And I'm just like, this is why. And this is the same dude that said that so profound shit. Remember I said that? Oh, if I have to go to a place where I have to bring my gun, I don't want to be there.
That's how you know somebody guilty.
Yeah, exactly. But then somebody guilty. Because then my thing was like, so you thought a party with Kylie Jenner and Meg Thee Stallion
honestly
was a place to bring a gun?
Hold up, Hollywood Hills. You might need to bring a gun out there,
bro.
man.
I'm not bringing a gun. If I'm bringing security, I'm not bringing a gun.
You might need to bring a gun out there.
If I'm bringing security,
somebody got to have a gun. You, your security.
Security, hold my gun and you use it if need. Like, I'm not bringing a gun, bro. I'm not bringing a gun. So, you know, I just feel like this whole situation is just like, and then to do it right after the Breonna Taylor verdict. That's a very...
he's not thinking.
It's
just
in poor taste.
Very poor decisions.
Very poor decision. How you going to do so good during quarantine radio and just to fuck this up?
There's a lot of protect black women dialogue going on right now, especially this week. Mm-hmm. And...
Yo,
it just went over his head.
But I don't... I mean, was that a short joke?
Nah.
Yo, I see what you did there with the words, bro. If he was 5'7", maybe it wouldn't have, but he 5'3", it went over. Nah, I mean, okay.
And being 5'3", shooting some ankles is believable. Also.
Right, I was about to say, that's the closest thing to you. It's the closest thing to you. So her head is further up. So I'm just saying.
Yo.
But question. Do you feel like, are you starting to get the feeling with the whole protect black women thing?
Mm-hmm.
I have a thing against things trending. Mm-hmm. Even when it was like black issues, when it was black, I was just like, so Black Lives Matter now that companies are going down and like it. Not to say that I'm not happy that it's being put to the forefront, but it just comes off as disingenuous. Mm-hmm. Do you get that feeling about the protect black women thing?
Disingenuous. All of these things are going to be disingenuous to a point, but I think it's a little bit bigger than that. Mm-hmm. It's more about like normalizing things.
Okay.
It's training your mind, repeating things, actually putting it out there and having those conversations. And we're not going to change today. The society is not going to change like totally, but it will change as it goes down the line. The best community I feel like that has done that is like the gay community. Imagine the words that we heard, we used growing up
my God.
that people don't even use anymore,
Yeah.
And that's just from normalizing making
it not being okay.
making that not be a thing anymore.
That's true.
So of course it's going to be popular, and when something seems like a trend, it's like, oh my God. But there's a bigger point to it, There's a bigger point and more of a thought behind it.
Yeah. And to speaking to which, I hate saying this because everyone says it, and I'm like, what does it really mean? But to be honest, my thoughts and prayers honestly go out to Breonna Taylor's family.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Listen, man. A lot of people are talking about the fact that they took the $12 million and then like now the case didn't get thing. They're trying to say like maybe there was like a trade off or.
I don't think so.
I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah,
okay, guys, I don't think that's
so.
how it works. But even if that's the case, man, she still got a family that's home.
Should they like say no to the $12
million
and then say no to the charges as well?
I was gonna say
leave with nothing.
Exactly. So
$12 million isn't gonna replace any family member, but you at least get something back from the state.
Well, you have exactly. Trust me, they're hurting more for that $12 million than they are for arresting those cops if they were to. You know what I mean? But it's very sad, man. It's very sad.
That part I don't know. I think they will hurt a little bit more arresting those cops because that will floor the system
in this situation. Yes, in this particular situation. I'm saying in other situations, I feel like
they'll just kick the cop to the side.
They'll kick the cop to the side for not to have to give that money. But in this situation, because and there's a thing about this that I want to speak to all sides. I want to be fair, and because then when we give a cop a weapon and tell them to protect us and train them, right? When they do something wrong, you have to understand that there's a possibility that lives are on because they have a weapon.
Yeah.
This was not like normal because it's like SWAT kind of. So, and SWAT is a hammer. They're not like cops that come to knock on your door. Yeah, they're there.
They're uniformed.
They're not they're like the militia of cops. They're there for one reason. And I'm not saying that they were right in doing anything they did, but it's one of those things that's like, do you ever get the feeling that it's just like, so at what point do we leave the power in their hands to some extent since we're giving them the job? Like,
See, I think it's a little deeper than that.
Okay.
I think it's more so becomes the point when, okay, all of these things happened. Now, if people felt like information was presented that didn't seem, sketchy, like the officers being interviewed and the information, kind of changing. And
no, the information definitely changed.
If that stuff didn't happen and the facts were like, they had all the information of their research before the raid. This is what happened. This is what we did after. When you present hard facts like that, honestly and everything, that is going to be, we're going to have to say, okay, this is how the system works or it doesn't. But when it looks like information is being manipulated, that's when you kind of start
looking at people
like, okay, I really don't fuck with this, and whatever y'all tell me, I know y'all try to bullshit me.
Yeah, I think that's a very big thing that people don't understand is that as much as, because I think that this is a lot more before the information, finding all the investigation of the information out after the fact. Just the initial thing is it was more gross incompetence than it was like intended murder.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they walked in looking to kill somebody.
I don't think a lot of people think is with intent. You know, I don't think they were like aiming to kill Breonna Taylor.
Yeah,
you know, but
it's gross incompetence.
Yeah,
it's gross. Like it's not.
Come on, like you guys fucked up in this process. So, and a life was lost. The family deserves their questions to be answered.
That's true.
Truthfully, you know, like just thinking about it from that standpoint. Somebody lost a kid. I lose my kid. I need questions answered.
Yeah.
You know, and then y'all can continue what you're doing.
Whatever you're doing. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's just a really sad situation. But I wanted to speak to the fact that I'm just like, cause I know I have a cop friend that's just like, if you keep, and he says if you keep like giving cops to go to do shit in a certain way, and then when they do it that way, when it gets caught up, they go, it's not like 007 where they say like, oh, you know, if you get caught, we'll disavow any knowing you. They don't do that. They don't tell you that. They tell you we got your back. That's how it works. The cops are in a lot of ways like a gang.
Yeah.
So they say we got you.
Their union is
strong.
They have some really strong unions.
So it's like because of that, it's like,
especially NYPD.
You know. Man. So it's like the problem is now you put them in a situation where it's like, yo, I'm a cop, and imagine if now you told me, or these are unwritten rules as to how to go about things, and we do them that way, and then everyone turns a blind eye or blatantly says, yeah, that's what you do, and then when you do it, and then it gets caught out there, now it's like they don't want to do that to their cops, but the problem is no other cop it's only recently that cops are getting in front of this and saying this is wrong, and just a few. I remember when Rosenberg, I'll never forget this, when Rosenberg had the cop call up about, I forgot what case, but then the cop was talking and he was just like, yeah, but what he did was wrong, right? He was like, I don't know anything about the specifics with that case, but I'm saying that cops everywhere, and he was like, yeah, but in this particular situation, he was wrong. And he's like, see, this is the fucking problem. People would not have to protest and get in front of this, and people would not have to do it if y'all did it first.
But that goes to what you were asking about things being disingenuous, you know? If people actually normalized back when Colin started the conversation of Black Lives Matter and not Black Lives Matter, but police brutality. That would have actually been a better conversation, and we would have had people embracing, okay, this is what they mean, instead of just waiting till it turns into this situation. It's like, all right, now it's two sides being aggressive to each other.
Now it's a fight. It could have been a talk.
We could have had the conversation and kind of normalized a certain mindset that kind of works for both sides, but
so I just wanted to speak to that, like the intricacies of it, but at the end of the day, like a life was lost. And it's a really sad situation because it's just like,
and what's crazy is they pass a law under her name, the Breonna law, but there's still like no justice
for Breonna
actually being brought.
They got charged for like shooting the walls.
Yeah, like a neighbor's wall.
That's outrageous. Yeah, it's like the walls. They mean more than Breonna.
I mean, there's a lot of reform that does have to occur when it comes to policing these communities. I can't say I have the answer of how to go about it because I know that's a very political thing right now, whether it's defund or fund more. I don't know which side is going to work, but they got to figure this shit out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think defunding is kind of like a short-term answer. I think it's like what Obama used to say when he would say like, you're using a hatchet when you really need a scalpel. It's like, I think defunding is just like, I just want something to happen right now. But it's like, you really need to be like, no, so just cut this out, and where can we place it? Where do we put the money? Because I think my uncle was telling me, he was like, you train in the military for like 2-3 years before you really, you know what I mean? They train you for a long time, and it never stops.
For cops, It's I don't know, but do you even need like a college degree these days?
I don't, like an associate's.
But even if like, how about they spend like years in the academy instead of actually just going to school to get that?
There should be a lot more certifications.
Yeah, it should be long. And I remember I saw a post, and it was just showing different countries of how long police training takes. Some people had like, 18 months or 2 years. America was like 6 months or so, man. They give you a whole gun that you can kill
Here
like
you
16
go.
people with.
Here's the gun.
You could imagine people that live like in Brooklyn or the Bronx that never drove. You might get a car just because you got a license now to start patrolling the street, because you might hit somebody.
Bruh.
They're
gonna let you have a car.
Like,
but you know what it is to me? It's also the fact that you don't have the training. You're thrown out there, but a lot of times cops are like with teaching, I've noticed that a lot of teachers were thrown in during campaign switches, and during that time they needed a lot of teachers. And I think that happened with cops too, where it's like there was a lot of wartime efforts, like in the 80s in New York, like in Cali at certain times, in Chicago, I mean still fucking to this day, and the riots, they would need, it was like wartime efforts. It's like, we just got to get cops, we got to get bodies in there. 3 months, get them, go. All right, you're good to go. And then,
back then you could get away with manhandling people just all day.
Exactly. So, but the thing is, then they didn't update the laws. Like, there's a lot of laws now that it's like the laws on weed. It's like, how many people went, like, their whole lives were ruined for weed, and now it's becoming legal. It's like they need to audit these laws and then go back and look at these cases. Like, that's what needs to happen, just like they need to audit the laws and the rules and the policies in terms of training cops. Like, it's all about maintenance. And the problem is we never fix things till something blows the fuck up.
Facts.
Like, we need to maintain.
And that's, it's like a CEO, right? A CEO that's usually successful is forward thinking. How could we improve before, but then there are people who just, things are going good, let's continue the way it is. And then, like America, when the pandemic hits, we've never been prepared. Well, the current administration threw out the books for the preparation part of this, and then it's like, we really don't know what to do now.
Exactly.
So a lot of organizations, especially government, they need to be a little bit more forward thinking. Like, okay, we have cameras now, so these things could be disputed. Don't just say like, yo, my camera was off. Like, that is not going to fly for too long.
That's not a good excuse.
This whole conversation with cops did not start today. We've been having this conversation for years. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's true. I just, like I said, it's outrageous that they're, and it's so funny that people are now going, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. I was like, it was worse in 2000. I remember 2003. That shit was terrible. Like 2006, I remember this 2008. I remember these years.
And I also feel like cops are, they, like any other profession that people have, a lot of them are overworked. I don't know if it's by choice, but that I hear a lot of cops doing overtime. And I'm sure that can't be good for your mental unless you're doing a bunch of paperwork during this overtime. If you out in the streets, confronting crime and people, it cannot be good. You might act out of anger. I would assume you're more likely to act out of anger because you're just putting yourself in more situations.
22 hours.
So maybe you also need to look into that. Like,
well, you know what I think is? I think at this point in time, crime has gone up in a lot of places. I know it's going up in Brooklyn. And one thing I will say is, we're going to need to accept that right now and not just throw, because a lot of cops quit too. We're going to not just throw new cops in with the same training. Because now we're just doing, like, what they do is they don't add on to the training, just make different training. And then never add on. Because there's certain things they do right now that need to be done, that are smart. It's not, you don't just switch, you add. You know what I mean? Like, again, Scalpel. I think we're going to need to take this L on crime for a while and actually get decent cops in there.
We've honestly been worse. I mean, when the Republicans talking, Giuliani was in the convention. crime was worse under you, bro. So
exactly. And the other thing, like I said,
not that we try to go back to the 90s.
No, we not. But you know what? We might have to go back to 98, 99 for a little bit. Just maybe not 96. Maybe not 96.
98, 99.
But 98, 99 was cool. You know what I mean? We might go to 98, 99 just to be able to like get decent.
Move ahead to 2030.
So that we got to think 7, 8, 9 years. We can't be thinking next year we need cops.
Yeah.
We can't. I get it, but we're gonna have to take that L. Learn to try to police our communities on our own, do our own thing, while the cops get their shit together. And we can't be mad at them now when we're telling them we need 2 years training, right? We can't say we need 2 years training and then be mad like we don't have any cops on our block right now. I'm like, do you need 2 years training or do you want a cop on your block right now?
And these communities that are being heavily policed, I think they need to, kind of put together some kind of organizations to kind of get a little bit of insight with the police, whatever precinct is around them. Get a little bit more insight with what's going on there too, if they're not doing that, so there's a little bit of familiarity with between the two sides of what's going on and what is the problem going on this block. Who is the problem, and let's kind of solve that quickly so a random person, people don't feel like there's a random target and you shot this dude, and the cops are saying he's this bad person, and the other community people are like, no, he's this. Just always a constant divide, and the two sides need to kind of meet somewhere.
Exactly. So, again, very sad situation. It's very. It hurts to know that they still don't care about us. But to be honest, is it surprising to you?
Nah,
it ain't surprising to me.
And at this point, we just gotta keep focusing on our shit, man.
We
Honestly, keep fighting for laws to be updated, but you got to keep fighting for you and yours and your people.
And you're exactly like take care of you and yours, and make sure you're in a situation where you don't have to be in front of that cop. You don't have to. And
make sure you also get yourself situated where if you need great lawyers, you could afford great lawyers. If you need a funeral.
Exactly. We got to start thinking about these things.
Could be afforded because these are trickle-down effects of all of these situations with people in the community and crime and police shootings.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So,
but that again, sad situation. But just to lighten it up, there's always a good Kanye tweet to keep us. I don't want to stay too sad. There's always a good Kanye tweet to keep us entertained. So how do you feel about these last tirade of Kanye tweets recently?
Man, I wish Kanye just spoke for Kanye. I would appreciate like what he's saying a little bit better.
Yeah.
You like I said, the little Rosa Parks thing he said, and then the slavery was a choice. Bro, I mean, nigga, you seem to have made a choice.
It's so funny that he said slavery was a choice, and then complained about his deal.
But his deal becomes a we conversation. And have you given back your people all their masters?
He just said he's going to.
Okay,
that's what he said.
Maybe you should have done that before you decided to jump out and start ranting. Thinking, because Kanye West probably never even thought about the fact that he owns somebody else's masters. I don't think Kanye had like bad intent, but he never even thought about the fact that, I have my own label and I've ran the business how the business is usually run.
But this is the thing I can't I feel about Kanye is that Kanye can't see past Kanye.
Yeah.
Kanye can see nothing past himself. I don't think he looks past his nose ever.
Nah.
Because Kanye is talking, and I'm just sitting there like, so who's going to tell him? Who's going to let him know that he has a record label, that he's also shitting on people, on himself? Who's going to let him know he's a cog in this?
Word.
And I'm like, when are you, I want all the people. And I'm like, as soon as Kanye sees what's happening to him, then he decides.
That's when and it becomes a black people thing.
Exactly.
Like, no, bruh. Nah. How come when we tell you, this is our perception of what's going on, you just dismiss that and tell us, oh, nah, Trump is your man's, or slavery was, just all the things that you've said. I even like the fact that Mace came at him. It was kind of petty. It was super petty. But I like that because it's like, bruh, Shut up.
Nah.
Because you ain't no better than
I'm
these
not
people.
gonna let you get that off. I'm not gonna let you get that off. You don't get to say slavery was a choice and give back my masters at the same time.
And then criticize me for feeling how you feeling. You know,
Like-
you was the one criticizing this.
Nah.
You know?
And that's my thing is like, I don't understand how it's like you really don't think anything through. And then you start speaking, and then now next week it's a new thing. And this is my issue. It's like with this when Sin Santana said black men take care of Spanish women better than they take care of black women.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought that was some real shit to say because I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it almost always comes up, I got an exotic one, and then all of a sudden I've seen it happen. Sin, you're just not the bitch to say it because you're Spanish. You're the beneficiary
gotta
of
let
this.
somebody
you
on the
gotta let
outside
somebody
say
else
that.
do that.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
You gotta let a black woman say that. You gotta let a black man say that.
I'm
Let
telling
him
you-
bury himself.
I'm telling you right now, this is not your fight. And that's the same thing for Kanye. It's like, I want this conversation to happen. I like the conversation coming up. I like the argument. You're just not the one to say it. And if you are, I need you to. The reason why I say this is for two reasons. Not just because of the fact that you're doing this to other people, but also because of the fact that you're spontaneous. Kanye West is not a manager.
Yeah, he's gonna give
He's
up
gonna
on
give
that
up on
fight
it.
once he has a different interest.
As soon as he has a
And
different interest,
He's not the person for the fight, but he also is a
Because-
potential person for the fight.
to start it.
Just because, and he's built. I feel like Kanye West. He keep talking. They might assassinate his ass, man.
Bruh, he was
Because
serious. When he said that, I was like, you not wrong.
He's built this. You know, he's in the billionaire status now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like validated him.
Yeah.
From what I see, it's
Yeah.
validated him, and he feels like he doesn't have to. He could say whatever you. That's why he's demanding to have a voice in all these boards, which I kind of do agree.
I
like,
love the
if you're
talk.
bringing all these companies that much money, they should have it. But Kanye West, you're not the first man to be fighting this fight. People have been fighting this fight, and you have slapped the people in the face that have been fighting these same fights.
Exactly.
So, because it's you. You can't start making it a we thing.
Yeah.
Keep it a you thing. I think
Exactly.
I would appreciate the fight a little bit more if you just kept it a
I
me,
just
me,
don't
me
want Kanye talking for me.
thing. Yeah, nah, I'm
That's
good.
really what it is. I'm
straight off
so
that.
straight. Kanye, whole lot, brother. You fight your fight.
Yeah.
And I respect it, but I don't want Kanye talking for me, dog. I don't want it. And I feel like it's just like something's gonna happen, and Kanye's gonna be like, I want my masters, and we all deserve our masters. Ooh, look at those shoes.
Yeah,
and
nah.
that's it. That's it. Kanye's gonna.
Before he left Nike, he wasn't fucking with them no more. Now he's talking about he's only wearing
Wearing
Jordan.
Jordans.
Like, come on, man.
But did you see Big Sean hop on
Nah,
that like
nah, what he say?
when Big Sean was just like after Kanye said what he said about giving back their masters, Big Sean was like, "Yo, great idea, man. It's gonna be a big help. I really appreciate it."
I'm
Big
getting
Sean-
my shit back.
Big Sean said
Let
before
me know. Send me that email when you send me my business back.
Big Sean said before you go no take backs. I gotta go. Big Sean was like no take backs, no take backs.
Nah, that ass.
Yo,
though.
Big Sean tried to collect that check. I respect it because he just had a hit album
And
too.
you talk about giving back, like, so I don't even gotta buy
Buy
it
it?
back.
I'm here for that.
Nah, give me back my.
I wonder what Pusha T thinks about this. Because at the end of the day, it is a business, and you are taking away one of the biggest portions of the business's
Yeah.
profit.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder if I know Pusha T was at home like, fuck.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, but I feel like when it comes to masters and everything, I know we're not a music podcast, but that stuff could be negotiated. If I helped fund, if I helped put together this project, you probably not leaving with 100% of your masters. If it's like we gonna have to share something, like
Yeah.
I got to be compensated for my
That's
work.
what I mean, though. I guess that's what I mean. I guess the portion I'm talking about is, Kanye jumped up and said, I'm giving the whole side that I own.
Nah, depending on the work I
Yes.
put in for this project, like I need to be compensated for this.
Yo, Pusha got the bubble guts right now. He's just like, God damn it, Kanye.
I mean, you work with Kanye, you have to understand.
man.
Diversify your portfolio if you
'Cause-
work with Kanye West, because
'cause
you might your stocks may be plummeting.
I'm telling you.
when you work with Kanye,
telling you,
we're gonna
diversify.
wake up one morning like, God damn, I'm in the red.
This nigga Push woke up to 2 billion tweets
Word.
and broke his phone over his
Fuck.
knee
This nigga trying to make us lose $45 million.
in a week.
Like, yo.
Son, is hilarious to me. I'm just sitting there like, damn, Kanye, and again.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, man. I feel like did you see that documentary, Social
Social Dilemma. Yeah.
You know what fact actually got me on that one?
Which one?
Was when they said that if you Google like a fact in a certain state,
Where it comes
depends,
up? I believe
depending on
that.
where. No, I believe it, but it was so crazy to
I
me.
believe that.
Because I've never Googled like the same question in Texas versus New York. I've never done that.
I always just see the options that what is, and I'm like, first of all, how the fuck do you know what I'm thinking?
Well,
Whatever. I'm
exactly.
Like,
But my thing is, because you know what's sad? We're nothing but, if you really think about it, we're nothing but prioritized
with data, yeah.
Yeah, that's really all. Our mind is nothing but data.
I knew data was really being collected in me when I had gone to Costa Rica last year. So, it was a group trip. I'm talking to my mans in in the living room area. My room was like the room I was in was like far. We was talking about like a bank, and when I go to my room, I go on Instagram, I see an ad for that bank. That shit, like, I was kind of like, yo, what the
That's
fuck?
a little scary.
Yeah, I was like,
That's
yo, what the fuck? My phone wasn't even in this room.
Yeah, but it's like this.
Like, yo, what the fuck?
Your phone said, "Eh."
Yo, I was like, nah, that's different.
Well, like when I saw that, I remember thinking like, wow, because that can affect, like, you're essentially controlling a population.
Technology could literally start another war just from like dividing and
We
conquering.
gotta dial it back because the
definitely.
algorithms are starting to put things in front
definitely.
of you that, I start catching myself getting mad about shit I'm seeing. I'm just like, I need to stop looking at this
The fact
shit.
that these tech people from Silicon Valley are saying we do not allow our children to use social media says enough. I'm sure cigarette makers do not allow their family members to smoke cigarettes. Like, so we need to pay attention to that.
One of the quotes that I thought was kind of dope was when they said the only two industries where they use the term users is illegal drugs and software.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, they call their consumers users.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's like some. It's not that deep, but I just never processed that.
Yeah.
It's like I do call a crackhead a user, and I do call myself a user of, like, that's crazy.
It's real out here.
So I was looking at that documentary was really, really well put together, very groundbreaking. If you haven't seen it,
definitely
check it out. Because even when they said the way you scroll works like a slot machine, that's why it's so fluid. It goes
very easy on that.
It's like that because it's like your mind is waiting for you to see something that you want to see, and I'm like,
I'm very happy that like we grew up in the social media era, but we also grew up before. Like, the social media era came in while we were growing up.
Yeah, we were.
So we experienced what the option of playing outside was.
Yeah,
where all you had on your phone was Snake.
Like, Snake.
Like, we grew up in that.
I remember two ways.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember two ways, dog. That was the text back then. Yo, honestly, when was MySpace? When did it start?
MySpace was probably like 03, probably pop in more like 03 to like, is it even 03?
I think that's a little short. I think you might have to go a little up. I might say 05.
All right, 05
I think 03 is when it started, maybe.
08, 09. I was off of it by the time I got into college.
I never had a MySpace.
Yeah, I know.
I never had. I
know you didn't have a MySpace.
Nah, I went straight to.
We've been friends.
Shut up, nigga. No. Remember
I used to be like, yo, Reggie, you're not gonna make no social media.
Nah, I was like, nah, bro. You want to talk to me? Meet me in person, nigga.
This nigga was anti-social.
I was not with it. Nah, but it's funny. I remember somebody asked me one day, yo, Reg, you made a MySpace finally? My boy asked me, you made a MySpace? I was like, no, what you talking about? I see a picture on a MySpace.
Somebody stole you.
No, my ex had been using my picture. We had broke up, but she was using my picture as her thing saying, love my baby all together on MySpace to try to keep the girls that she knew in her school from trying to talk to me.
Wow.
I was like, wow, you MySpace cockblocked. Like, so they might have.
That's why you needed a page. She was able to do that.
Yo.
You got to protect your property.
Yo, son, my image with, it wasn't even like subtle where it was the both of us. It was my whole face.
She made it look like this was your page.
Yeah, she was like, nah, this is, and then her homegirls come to find out after.
She's like, we share this page.
Right?
We share this page.
We wasn't even together when she put that shit up, son. Grimes. But Other than that, yo, I will say this though. Do you think there is any world where, I just want to go back to the Tory Lanez thing because I'm amazed by it. Do you think there's any world where Tory Lanez didn't do this?
Is there any world where he's saying he didn't? So,
but I mean, then somebody said, "Oh, then it must have been the other chick that shot her."
No,
somebody said that. I'm joking around. They put, and he goes, "That is not true." And I'm like, "So the security shot her? Who shot this bitch?" Like,
yeah, but that we don't know facts. Like, we don't have the full facts.
No, we don't. But
if somebody comes out and says they're not doing it, they didn't do it, now I think it's very likely he did do it. But hey, let me hear what you have to say.
Exactly.
If you came out looking guilty, like Ellen DeGeneres the other day, I don't know if you saw her when she did her show. Oh, Ellen is guilty. She is guilty to the fullest.
That nigga Obi threw the gavel
I'm
down.
sorry. I wanted to bring that up because she started her show again. Everybody's trying to go back to work.
Yeah.
And she addressed the issues at her workplace, and she was like, "I'm not a perfect person." I was like, "Oh yeah, you're guilty."
Start like that. You guilty when you start with when you pinch your lips.
Yeah, man, she could do it.
Every dude that ever did this did that shit.
Yeah,
Every dude. I've seen Kevin Hart do it. I've seen rest in peace Kobe did it back in the days. Everybody that ever you did that shit.
I think Tiger Woods did it.
That deep breath in with the pinch lips.
Yeah,
that's
man.
a guilty lip.
Nah, but is there a world where he could be innocent? Yeah, but it's also very not likely at all.
I'm just sitting there like, God, I don't. So like, what did the gun?
I think it's bold to put out an album saying you ain't do it though. Like,
well, exactly. To me, it's bold.
That's
as
a very bold thing. So I'm like, hey, maybe he has his side of the story that we gotta wait.
Yo, brass balls. Because my thing is this: it's like when to me, if you're I don't know, let's say somebody else did the shooting, right? Mm-hmm. If you're 50 Cent and you get in a car full of thugs and somebody gets shot and 50 did the shooting, the thugs they're the ones that take the L because you're the talent, you're the money. Yeah. I'm gonna pay for your lawyer, and then when you get out, I got you on break.
His security said, "Fuck that."
But that's how I'm supposed. But my thing is, if the security did it or the other bitch did it, then to me, I'm gonna be like, Nick, they did. I wouldn't. I would waste no time.
If you're security, he should. Well, he's security. It's not like it's your man's, but
yeah, but
if it's your man's, he should know to take that rap.
You take that. So my thing is, I can't imagine you would wait this long just to say I didn't do it. Yeah. If you really didn't do it, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. It seems like how he's verbalizing himself seems like frustration to
yes,
me.
But to make it a song also is one of those things where it's like it's a masterful play in terms of getting people to look at your album. It is, but it gives me clout chasey vibes.
Nah, you don't want to.
You don't want to do that.
You don't also want to look like you're trying to capitalize off of shooting a black woman. Like you don't want to. That's not where you capitalize.
You don't do, bruh.
You do not capitalize in 2020 off of that.
Yo, you needed to go to the red table. What is that? The red talk table. You and Jada need to have a conversation. That would have been a hit. I think that's what you need to do. And
the rebrand
coming back. You know what I mean? Lose the hairline. Give it up. Lose the hairline and come back and talk.
Just be bold.
Just be bold and talk to Jada. And because I just feel like I don't understand what.
I mean, Tory Lanez also the man that said he shared boxes with his man. So,
listen.
Ever since I heard that, I never tried to make sense of anything he said.
What was his man? 5'1"? I don't understand. Who is this midget that was giving him boxes?
Yeah,
what kind of shit is that?
But ever since I heard that, I was like, I'm never trying to make no sense of nothing this man says.
Man. But it's just the weirdest thing. And then for him to you drop music. The Breonna Taylor thing, like during this time to do it just feels. And this is the thing though, when he walked into that camera before this all happened in that pool, smiling like a happy side chick, just to be seen with Kylie Jenner and Meg Thee Stallion, that's the corny shit that makes me feel like you probably did pull this gun and shoot at that woman. Yeah. Like that clout chasing, look at me, big man thing that you do when you 5'3" and trying to say you 5'7". That shit, none of this is showing me a side of him that I didn't already see if I look at everything I know about him already. Mm-hmm. If you look at the track history, he's known for pulling out guns and trying to be a gangster. He's known for punching people. He's known for doing wild shit. None of that talks to that. And just because their relationship was toxic, I'm going to say this. Let's say Meg did all that crazy shit and their relationship was toxic and all that shit is true. All that shit could be true, and I could look at Megan and go, talk to the truth. Stop telling half-truths and say, fuck you, Tory Lanez. Because you don't shoot her. It doesn't matter.
Nah.
There's no toxicity world where I go shooting makes sense. And everybody's going, I've heard people say he shouldn't lose his career based off this. It's just a domestic dispute. Fuck that. People lose their careers for saying bad things about gay or black people. You trying to tell me you could shoot someone and not lose your career? People shoot people and lose their lives.
It's just a domestic dispute. Is the
Funniest
like what?
Fuck is you talking about? I don't know. Yo.
Who you be talking to?
I know mad hood people. I know not mad. Let me not drag it. I know enough hood people.
It's just a domestic dispute.
There's no hood person I know that when his mans shoots his baby moms, they go, nah, I understand why he did that shit. Nobody says that.
Nah, people have lost their career. Gilbert Arenas, he lost his career for less. He brought a gun to a locker room. Okay, career done. What's his name? Plexico Burst. Shot himself in a club.
Yo, he was his own victim.
The word
twice because he lost his career too.
Did he got back into the league, but
it was
his time was already done by then.
Yeah.
You know, Mike Vick killed dogs and never bruh, nah. You not just gonna shoot some woman that you're dating at that while y'all are partying.
God, I remember when the person said this I was like, man, what the fuck? Am I in the Twilight Zone?
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it, man. Couldn't believe it. But listen, man, I just want the truth to come out. I hope this don't become another Jay-Z Solange and we never get to find out. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do some digging.
I don't think these people could hold
this. Yeah, that's true. Cause
they millennials.
Yeah.
They gonna let it be known. Jay-Z, Solange, they older. They from a different cloth.
They from a different time. What?
So,
Jay-Z 007 walked out that elevator.
Walked out like nothing happened.
Yeah, you want me to sign that for you?
Tory and Meg, they not on that level.
They not. They children. But how old are they? Do you know?
Probably early 20s or mid 20s.
Well, I know Meg is early 20s, but I thought Tory was older.
He's probably like mid 20s. I don't know. But yeah, we got to wrap up though.
Are we ready to go?
We're being informed.
Okay, we overstayed our welcome.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we'll be back.
Yeah, we'll definitely be back.
All right, everybody. So it's Common Folk. Listen, man. Listen, like, smash that subscribe, guys.
Smash that subscribe.
We out.
We out of here.